Hey everybody, it's Laura. Whoops, I've got a landslide. I've got myself kind of situated and get my feet up a little bit in the air. Okay. I was watching Jody and Colleen, and you know, I can't get in and out of my camper without help. But I kind of did today. It probably is going to bite me. I scooted my butt up the stairs and then onto my step stool and then turned myself around, but I can already tell that was probably a mistake. What I've got in front of me is all this green that I've never been able to do much with. So I was liking Jody's stack bracelets. Okay, and I was like, what am I gonna do with all this green? I'm not this color green person, this light green. Okay, you're gonna hear me taking my sips of water, keeping myself hydrated here. So we're gonna make some stack bracelets, and I just could never figure out what colors to add to the stack bracelets, to these greens to make them look good. Okay, so I'm going to take a second to get all this green out of here, and we're going to make some stack bracelets. I have a ton in here, so let's take a moment and get all of this together. I mean, I even have this we can use as a drop. I think that's the only one I've got left of those. Well, I'll be right back. Okay, so I hope you guys can kind of see what I got here, and then I'll bring you down in a minute. I have, for some of my red, I have these little peanut beads that came in this month's September box. That's all I have of that color. I have these that came in one of the boxes way back. You know, I thought they look like olives. That looks like a pimento. You know, just that. I have these kind of brown goldstone to add to it. I have this bead mix over here that I can make or add to any of them. You know, just to like give it some interest. That came from Jody. And then I have just an array of beads. I have a few Amazonite. I have these. I have some glitzy, shiny beads. I have these rose carved beads. I have a couple of pendant looking beads. And then I have these little shiny dudes. Not very many of them, but I do have them. I also have like different sizes and different styles of, you know, spacers and things like that. So I'm going to get a pillow for behind my back so I don't have to fight with that, and then I'll be right back. I also have all of this kind of extra goodies off to the side here, so I have plenty of extra things. I'll be right back. Well, I hope that didn't get screwed up, because I looked up and realized it was filming the wrong direction. But I have like a 10.5-inch piece of wire, scrap wire, that's laying here. It doesn't really matter at this point. I'm going to scooch forward just a hair and get my back a little more comfortable. Because I am pretty much going to not really build it. I'm gonna go ahead and clamp one end. We're just gonna make as we go. So I'm just gonna put a bunch of these out here because I'm gonna go through a few. I don't know how many we're gonna make. I am gonna go ahead and close off one end. And I'm just going to bead from one end. On this end, I'm going to take my crimp bead and we're just going to squash it close to the end, like right about there. And I can trim off any excess if I have to. Tug test. Tug tests are good. I'm going to close that. I'm a little bit wonky there. I can fix that after I'm done. I think we're going to make this one with some roses and these, and let's put some of these gold stone in them. So I need my cutters to get this open. I'm just grabbing as I go. I'm not really planning. And I think I want to start out by putting a couple of these on to start with. These came from, I believe, Chelsea's Beads. I think I'm going to go with one of these. So that'll start this end like that. So the theme of these is definitely going to be the green. I'm just trying to use up this green, you know, get it used up, get it, so I don't have a whole tray of green because, you know, even though we think, oh, you know, I'll have it for next year, guess what happens next year? We get more green beads. It never fails. I have learned that already. So these roses actually have a bottom and a top, so I think I want to put him on with the bottom. You know what? Maybe I want to put a gold. Let's get some of these out here for those roses. Then he won't look quite so plain. This will at least look like he's got a, you know, like a flower underneath. Like that. Oh, I definitely don't like two gold stone there. Now let's go with him. That looks nice. Come on, little guy. He's like, why did you take me off? I think I'll put a rose face in him. Another bead cap. Another gold stone. Let's get some more of these over here. He kind of looks really cracked. I may not want to use him. Well, I guess they all do, don't they? So I guess it doesn't matter. Goldstone. Bead cap. Rose. Goldstone. Let's see where that falls. Yeah, let's do this one this way. So the next one I won't put only, but you know, next time I do this with the roses, I'm only going to put one set of roses on. You always want to, you know, make sure your bead caps stay facing the right way. I like that. Look at, he's a baby little one. But that's okay. They're all kind of different sizes. And then we'll go ahead and do I'm thinking of which way it has to go. Yes. Then I'll double check and make sure I have all the roses facing the right way. All the bead caps facing the right way. Because this should be like that. They look good. So I'm going to go goldstone, green, goldstone, green, and 2 goldstone. I'm going to try this around my wrist. Well, that was dumb. I let go of it. So it will be pretty close. That's my fatter of my 2 wrists. And then I'm going to go ahead and get another crimp. Or, not a crimp. I'm going to need, well, I'll need a crimp, but I also need a lobster and a lobster and a clamshell. This one I'm going to open slide it down, pick up my crimp, drop it all the way down into the lobster. Did he go? Yep, he's there. I'm going to put my pliers here. Well, he's not open very far. Let's use this handle. And my pliers gives me a way to curl my bracelet without having to struggle. Get a hold of my wire, reach in here, because you don't want your bracelet to be too tight or straight, because then your bracelet won't be comfortable on your wrist. It'll look awkward. So now I'm going to tighten that crimp bead down. I'm going to give it a tug test. It's tight. I'm going to use my cutters and remove my excess wire. There's enough there to make like earrings or something. And I have another piece of wire here I'll be using for the next bracelet. I'm going to give that a hug. And I am going to use bigger jump rings for this. So I'm coming over here. Oh, that one's silver. He needs to go back where he belongs. 1, 2. My silver is jumping ship into my gold colored. So I'm going to leave them out. I'm going to put a bunch over here because we're going to go through them. Right now, I'm going to put that to the side. Those are cutters. What I do with my other pair, clip my pliers. Oops. These are my heavy cutters. I had them hiding. Alright, I'm gonna open my, this is a 6mm jump ring. It is 18 gauge, so it's heavy duty. Putting it on my bracelet. I'm going to slide my lobster on. I'm going to close this. Now I'm pushing it towards the other side. Let's come back this way just a smidge. There we go. Now we're going to put this one on. And this will work also as my jump ring to clasp into. And there is our first of our stack bracelets. Very pretty. I like that. I'm going to make one more with roses, but I think I'll just use 2 roses on this one. And we use the gold stone. And I think instead of the gold stone this time, I think I'm going to add these. We'll get these out here. Now I'll need some goldstone though towards the outside edge, so I'm going to need 4 of them. That's about the only planning I'm going to be making from here. I'll need these 2. Oops. How many of those do I have in there? And that. Let's go ahead and just drop that there. Okay, I'm going to get this out of my way. I need my wire, which again is about another, I don't know, 10.5 inches or more. These are leftover pieces from other items I made. So I'm just using up my scrap. I'm going to pick up another crimp bead. I'm going to bring it up to the end. Okay. Tug test. It's on there. I'm going to close it. Give it a little gentle hug and a big squeeze. Alright, I want 2 goldstone. I like to put the smaller beads near the end. It helps with what's going to be like touching the table, or if you're like on the computer a lot, that's less bulk on your wrist. And then I'm going to go to some of these greens. This bigger red. Oh, my back. He is definitely complaining a lot today. I'm thinking, I don't know, they might disappear. Let me try one. That's a pretty good size hole. These little 2mm might disappear. Let me try one and see what happens. I don't know. I don't really want 2 of those big red ones together either. So let's not do that. I was putting the cart in front of the horse. I was thinking too far ahead. So let's not do that. I don't know. I think that's too big. Let's see what we got over here in my other little containers with red. Sorry, guys. Let's try yeah, I think we'll try that. Oh no, I really like that. Let's go ahead and get a few of these out. Put them down here where I can reach them a little easier without stretching. Let's see how much this takes. Right about here is where I want to do my middle. And again, I want to make that flower look like a flower, like it has, you know, like a stem. Let's see how that lined up. Middle of my wrist. Really perfectly good. I like that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what we're putting on. To go back over the other side. Then these two, and then I'll close it up. Perfect. All right, let me go ahead, open, put it on, put my give myself something to wrap my bracelet around. Squeeze my little crib bead down. Tug test. Save that for earrings. Give a little squeeze, nice big hug. And let's go ahead and put that on. And 2 jump rings. I really like this. This is pretty. It feels good to be out here sitting. I have the AC running. It's hot out, guys. I know a lot of people are like wearing their sweaters in their videos, and I'm like, how? It's so hot. So I want to take a minute and thank everybody for watching my videos. Jody and Colleen and Kathy and Junie and Carol and everybody. And if I forget you, I'm so sorry. There's just a lot going on. Evelyn and everybody. And of course, Lisa. I have a pretty amazing group of friends. And I think there's a mosquito in here because it just bit my elbow. Crazy thing. How dare it? So there is the second bracelet and there is the first. Now let's make one that, you know, kind of matches those but doesn't. Let's go with some of these and some of these. How's that? Let's see what we can do to build these into a bracelet. Those are kind of bright red, but I don't know, they kind of almost work, don't they? Kind of like it. And I hurt my finger. I got it caught in my headphones. Don't ask. I have no clue. All right, I am gonna need some new wire. Yeah, because those are all small pieces now. All right, cut off a hunk. This is going to be pushing it. I probably did not cut that off long enough. But because I am just beading on the go, not really planning, it works. I'm going to go ahead and put my crimp bead on. This is bracelet number 3. I was going to sit out here and make more than one video, but I don't know if my back can handle it. We'll see. I don't know why my back is hurting me today, but it is. Tug test. It's on there. I think we're going to put a red on the end. I think I'm going to go with, well, maybe one of the smaller ones. Where is you? There's the hole. Nice. And then let's do a couple of them. Small one, a long one, a red, a green, a red. So on the other end we're going to do that, 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 and that. And then I think we'll go with this. Red. Him. Let's get some more of these red ones out. I used more of those than I thought I was going to. Whoops. I flung a bead and it went right onto the floor. Oh, that's what happened. That last one is not really closed. Okay, we'll just set him up out of the way. 1, 2, 3, and then that one. I think this is right here will make the middle. We'll see. Let me put it around my wrist again. Perfect. So let's see what we got here. I'm going to kind of basically line it up. Yeah, there we go. We're just going to reverse ourselves. So we're going to go ahead and go backwards. And this bracelet will also be done. When you kind of have a bunch of the same color beads, just different shapes or what have you, it's kind of easy to make stack bracelets with them. Just by changing, you know, what you're adding to each bracelet, you know, that kind of thing. I'm glad I watched Jody's video and, you know, got this idea when I saw her do that. I was like, I can do that with those green beads and get them out of the way. And they've just been like building and building, and I've not done anything really with them because they're kind of big and bulky. And just so much green. You know, there is such a thing as too much green. Now let's make sure red 2, red 2, red, green, red, green, red 1, red 1, red, green, red, and then red in the middle. I like it. I'm going to put it against my wrist. Now this one is just a hair bit on the shorter side, so it will probably get 2 jump rings on each end, which is perfectly fine. And that's okay. All right, let's go with this. Oops, I missed it. So if you ever like don't really want to add just a tiny bit of chain or something like that, use extra jump rings. Don't worry about it, you know. And then if somebody with a small wrist gets it, they can always, you know, adjust accordingly. So I'm going to reach in there. Give it just a little bit of a squeeze. I can get a hold of the crimp bead. Nice and tight. Give it a little bit of a clip. hug. Nice big squunch. I'll add that in just a second. I'm going to make sure this one is closed all the way. And I'm going to add the second jump ring to it. Because you would be surprised at how much just one jump ring will add to a bracelet. So then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to add one. I'm going to kind of put it around my wrist here for just a second, just to give myself some context. Yep, I'm going to add the second one. Just to be on the safe side. And that is actually pretty good. My fingers are like, why are you putting it through there? So there is 3 bracelets. I'm going to put that one in the middle so you can see the 3 that are different. Very nice. Alright, let's make at least one more. I am going to use these, the barrel beads. I like these and I want more bead caps because I want bead caps on those barrel beads. Okay. Let's see, I need more wire. Start with alrighty. That's a little bit silly there. Trying to figure out exactly what I did. I may have to open him and fix him. Okay, I got him fixed. And I think, I don't know if I like those dark ones with it. I just don't. We're going to stick with these cherry red. They're too pretty and shiny to put dark ones with it. Maybe I'm silly, but they are. So I started by putting 2 of the red ones on. I'm putting on, whoops, and I'm putting them on backwards. A bead cap, a barrel bead, bead cap facing, two more red, I like that, bead cap, barrel, bead cap, Will that be away from the wrist? I'll be just coming up on the top, so that'll be good. I'm going to add a rose. 2 more. Bead cap, barrel, bead cap. Let's see where that falls. Two more. Bead cap, barrel, whoops, bead cap. So this is going to come I like that. This one will probably be one that, you know, your wrist gets bigger. If you're wearing a stack, your wrist gets bigger farther up. So you definitely I want the rose facing towards the center of the wrist with a bead cap on the bottom of him. I lost my train of thought. You know, want to make sure that you have some that are bigger so that you're not struggling with, oh my gosh, I can't get them all on because, you know, they're all the same size. So I have 1, 2, one. So this will be my last one of these that I put on. And this bracelet will be done. And then my last two pretty shiny red beads. And actually it's a perfect size. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So let's put this here. Scooch my beads out of the way. Right now. So I have room to maneuver. Put my clamshell on. Whoops. Drop my crimp bead down in there and give it a squishy splash. I'm going to check it. It's on there tight. I'm going to clip, close, hug, and tighten. Set that back. I need, what do I need? I'm short something here. Jump rings. Alrighty, let's get the jump rings on. Open. And one more jump ring. I had really big plans. Yep. It is not happening. That's okay. I got one video done. I have doctors tomorrow at 11. It'll all be okay. Close it up. Something's not quite, yeah, it needs to go that way. There we go. So bracelet number 4. Very pretty. Alright, 5th bracelet. The ones that look like olives. And I didn't put a single solid. I think that's where I'm going to use these little guys. dangle on any of them. That's okay. That's okay. They don't need to have. I think I'll put the gold stone on these because that bright red with this dull just don't work. Okay. I need a piece of wire. That's what I'm looking for. Ta-da! Jingle jangle. Oh. Get that on there. So what all plans do you guys have for this weekend? Today is Wednesday. I really wanted to set up Saturday, but I don't have a walker. The guy has been jacking Alan along. So I pretty much have not left the house. Did go to Walmart, I think 3 times in the past month. It didn't go well because Walmart Butler only has 2 of the little cart things and 2 of the Carolina chairs. But because they got the Carolina chairs, they got rid of all their electric carts except for 2, and they got rid of their wheelchair. Which, I mean, seriously, come on. You have to have somebody push you around in the Carolina chairs. I don't know what Butler's thinking. They're not. But, yeah, so anyways. So there is, whoops, that. I think we're going to do 2 of these in a row. I don't normally double up my big beads, but for some reason I want 2 of them. They look like little olives in martini glasses. That's kind of cute. How's that going to flow? Oh, I don't like that. Not at all. Maybe we're going to need some more of these. Just to put between these. Much better. And then put my red one. Green. Come on. I can see the hole. It's just getting it. There's a little hook on that. That's what my problem is. Let me get that off there. There we go. I'm calling them olives. I obviously know they're not, guys. But they look like an olive. Oh, you know what? I got these out to use and I'm not using. I'm curious what they look like. Let's try it right here. I actually am not a fan. Keep doing what I was doing. So it would look like that, just plain. And then with it in there, it helps give that different interest amongst the beads. I cannot believe how many green beads I still am going to have left. It is just unbelievable. Is that the last of my olives? It sure is. I have plenty to go. And I'm out of olives. Okay, let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's stop right there. Let's put something else in here. Nope, wrong color. Let's see. These are the shades of these that I have left. Let's pull off I think if we put those 3 in the middle like this, I don't like that one at all. I think we'll go with those 2 with that in between. Let's do that. That should give us the extra length we needed. Here I was beating along thinking, oh, we're doing great. Not really. I need one more of these. Let's go ahead and put these back on. Olive, red, gold, or olive, goldstone, olive, red, olive, goldstone, olive, and I need 2 more goldstone. Whoops. 1, 2. Make sure I have them right. Olive, goldstone, olive, red, olive, goldstone, olive, red, olive, goldstone. I can't remember if this is adventuring. Red, adventuring. Okay. Get a hold of it. Perfect. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and one of those. I need another clamshell. And one last crimp. Get my purple pliers over here to put it against. Now, if that doesn't add some interest, it's kind of cool. You just never know what you're going to make. Just sit down with a bunch of beads that you didn't know what to do with and throw them all on your mat and make some stack bracelets, guys. And thank you again, Jody, for the inspiration. What colors to put with these. I would have never thought about putting these different red beads in with these and these gold stone. I don't know why I never thought of it. It just, you know, I guess I kind of needed that little, you know, reminder that, you know, these green with, you know, that red. All right, let's go ahead and put these together. That one's kind of been used. I don't like that. Alrighty. This is my 5th bracelet. I think this is going to be good. And I'll show you all 5 together. And I didn't really put it down other than I used all these little ones that look like olives. And yes, I'll sell this as a complete set. Like I said, I planned on setting up Saturday. Alan was going to help me. We were going to set up an Adrian. I was going to ask the lady if I could set, you know, have a place under the tree so I didn't have to mess with an awning. And he was going to be there. That way I would be really close to a bathroom so I wouldn't have to go far. You know, I already had my handicap to begin with, so it would have been, you know, it would have been the first time I've actually set up this summer. That's not normal for me. I'm usually set up at least once a month in the summer. So all my extra income, you know, just hasn't happened. Cool beans. That one, I really do need to add one more jump ring to it just because it's a little smaller than the rest, as you can see if I hold them up. I mean, not really, but it is kind of noticeable. Oh, you know why? I linked it into one of the other, into the shorter of the 2 jump rings. Much better. There we go. So there they are, all 5. There's the one I just made, the one with the roses all the way around, the one with these beads, and the one with the roses that are like this, but only just a couple of roses, and the one with the roses and the barrel beads. So there is the stack bracelets all together. And that's exactly how I'll sell them, as a set like that. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I know it was a longer video. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I'll talk to all of you guys down in the comments below. Bye, everybody.